We are joined by Tabitha. Hello.
Hello.
You're a friend of ours, first of all.
I am.
We've known you since school.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
It has been a while.
But you've been sending us fantastic reviews.
Thank you very much.
A different perspective.
Yes.
Because we are clueless, basically. we don't read books. We don't know anything about history, so it's good to have an expert who can give us an informed review.
Well, where can I help? I can.
That's good. You have read Frankenstein.
I have.
For A-level?
For English Lit A-level, yes.
How was that?
That's all I can say.
Great.
It's horrible.
Great radio.
So going into Victor Frankenstein, what were you thinking by the look of it?
Well, I'd seen the trailer and I was like, well, it's clearly nothing like the book because in the book Igor is not in it. So I knew it was going to be nothing like the book at all. But in some respects it was. When I watched the film, like, Frankenstein is just as mad as he is in the book. So it was a little bit like the film, but it wasn't completely like to the book. Because if you wanted to make an accurate like film like to the book's point of view, then it would just be completely boring and no one would see it anyway.
I don't know if many people have seen this actually anyway, but
yeah.
Ryan, Victor Frankenstein, what's going on?
It's bad.
Oh, right. I want you to say what it's about and stuff first.
Yeah.
Before you rip into it.
Okay. Well, just you gotta go with it, man.
Right. Okay.
You gotta go with it.
Shut up, man.
Victor Frank, new telling of the book, obviously classic book. Everyone knows it, or at least knows the basic story of it by now. So this time around, it's told by Igor's perspective, the assistant, basically showing his starting as a hunchback in the circus and being rescued by James McAvoy's Victor Frankenstein, who is. What's the best way to describe him?
Eccentric.
Really?
What was it? Robbie Collins
spitting,
said?
foaming at the mouth. Like,
yeah.
The only way to
crazed.
describe him without swearing.
Too many Red Bulls. Just like he's a man who's on top of his game, and he's crazy. Are you searching? Yeah.
Yeah. I need to find right because he said a fantastic thing. So keep talking.
Yeah. But then, so they have a friendship, and obviously Daniel Radcliffe as Igor is strange and weird, and it's generally just a weird film. And their friendship develops, and Frankenstein has a plan, and he wants to sort of bring life from death, and obviously patchworks of animals. But he has a bigger ambition. He wants to make a patchwork human and bring him back to life, and he will nothing stop him, despite it being totally against human nature. It's boring. And it's terrible, and it's bad, and it's not fun.
Why?
No.
Why?
Because it's. What do you want to watch a film for? First off,
to be entertained.
Yeah.
To be informed, possibly.
Yeah. This doesn't do many of them because it's not a very good script to start with. And Max Landis, the man who said there's no original ideas in Hollywood anymore, has now written a found footage film. Chronicle. Which has been seen a million times. A stoner comedy, which has been seen a million times.
Which is also very boring.
In American Ultra, yeah. Well, I liked it, so. But and now Victor Frankenstein, another retelling of a book. So original ideas, Max, where are they? Do they exist for you?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why remake films?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
But I mean, you just don't get in behind the characters. You just don't understand anything what's going on. You just do not care about anything that's happening.
I kind of got behind Igor though.
Yeah.
I'll say that. The whole point was it was from Igor's perspective, and I did sort of get behind him in that respect. And testament to Daniel Radcliffe for having that hunchback and that stature for the first few scenes.
First few minutes. And then
of the film. That's just a testament to what a great actor he is, and he's starting to pull away from the Harry Potter thing.
I think he really got left behind in this.
Yeah, he did really.
I
think as soon as you introduced Frankenstein and saw Frankenstein being mad, I think Igor kind of got left behind, which is why there's that character of Lorelei there to make sure Igor was still in the film. I think that's the only for me. That's the only reason Lorelei is there.
Yeah,
I think she could have just been left out after the first scene.
I saw somebody say if there's ever a more one-dimensional character than that this year, then we're all screwed. Like,
yeah.
And anyone worse a character than that.
She didn't really add anything other than a new storyline, which was completely predictable.
Yeah.
And that was really hard to watch. Although to be fair, there were a few points where I did jump, but that's because I'm not a massive horror / thriller fan. So if I went to see it again, it would be boring, but I'd still jump at those same points. But that's just me.
And when I say all those words like it was terrible and boring, it's just because when you've got a thing that's classic as this story, you know, as well worn and so many possibilities as this story, and then to do this so poorly and so much of what it could have been, it's just a disappointment, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I did in a guilty way. I really liked watching James McAvoy spit at the screen.
I'm really annoyed that I'm really annoyed that I can't find what was said. Somebody said a great thing. It was something like McAvoy doing his best thing, like hopped up on codeine, just like flying around the set.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Who said that?
I don't know. I thought it was Robbie Collin, but it wasn't.
did they just get him high before they started
I mean,
filming?
it's possible. He just sort of so frantic and zipping around in that. It's
like-
just.
But
it
in
might.
the-
Oh, no, it's not that one.
In the book, Frankenstein is a tiny bit mad, but at the same time, like, you really hate him, like,
Yeah.
because he's just so, like, he's got that kind of self-pity in the book that wasn't there in the film,
Yeah.
but yet you still hated him because he was just so mad. And for me, as someone who's read the book, the film's just kind of lost all the kind of main themes that the book has, like the whole life and death thing, and the fact that it was really quite cutting edge technology at the time and everyone was scared of it and all that kind of stuff, and galvanism, which is like the electrifying and everything, and bring it back to life. And it just hurt me as someone who is so good at literature.
Do you think the film dumbs down for its audience?
It does.
For a teen audience?
For a teen audience, it really does.
Mm.
And I think if anyone who did English lit and read Frankenstein, just don't see it, because you will be disappointed. I think for anyone who hasn't read the book and they have no idea what the book is, it might be all right. But as you two say, you haven't read the book and you just didn't like it. But
No. To be honest, it's not just us. I mean, a lot of people have I think our review is not quite as bad as some of the other ones.
no.
I mean,
I did read a few of the reviews from other people, and they just ripped into it.
It's been destroyed. I mean, it's got a 0 out of 5 from Kevin Mayer at the Times.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's got a 1 from Robbie Collin, who we really like here. Peter Bradshaw gave it a 3, but then again, I don't like Peter Bradshaw. No, there's been some really, really harsh stuff.
I think they were focusing more on the plot, but testament to the actors, like Daniel
really liked
Radcliffe,
Andrew
James
Scott.
McAvoy. Andrew
Scott
Scott
was
as
probably
that
the best part of my
detective
film.
it was just fantastic. As
Just one of the many Sherlock cast members they borrowed.
Yeah, Paul McGugan, the director as well, was a director of Sherlock.
That's what really annoyed me, how Sherlocky it was. How all the on-screen stuff.
Getting people like Mark Gatiss and Charles Dance in for like 2 lines.
Even
Two lines each.
No, actually, Mark Gatiss didn't even get a line. He got to say "oh" as he died, and that's it. That's about it.
That's what
Literally it.
really annoyed Ryan the
You know,
most. It's
yeah.
just like they got really good actors in for like 2 lines.
Why would you do that though?
I guess it's just calling in favours.
And the climax, you can guess what's going to happen. It's no spoiler to say that they make the monster and he runs loose, and it's so boring.
And then it
dull.
spends about 30 seconds wrapping it up.
Yeah.
And then it's finished.
They
Nothing
exaggerated
happens.
the monster as well.
That whole last 10 minutes is terrible.
In the book, he doesn't have 2 sets of lungs and he doesn't have 2 hearts.
Yeah.
It's just a slightly bigger man. It's
Yeah.
like about 8-9 foot
And
in the
doesn't that
book.
just take away the main point of the
Bucket
book
head.
of having like a human who's basically been brought back to life?
Yeah.
If he's
and
got
in the
2 hearts
book,
and 2 lungs, he's not human.
There's a section in the book which was the only really part of the book that I liked. It was the monster runs away basically in the book, and he learns how to speak, and he hides in these woods and stuff, and it was really nice because he was learning how to talk and how to walk and how to act properly, and then he comes back and gets this resolution from his creator and everything, and that was the best part of the book for me from the monster's point of view. But that's just lost in the films.
Yeah.
And in here, it's just a mindless movie monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, McAvoy's alright at spitting, I guess. And Andrew Scott's pretty good. But
They're all pretty good actors.
they're-
Let's face it, they're all really
do the
good
best
actors.
what
It
they're
was
given.
just the wrong film.
But it looks
Yeah.
bad.
To make.
It is like it looks bad. The soundtrack's bad. The direction's bad. The script is bad.
Man.
It's bad.
I just want to see Daniel Radcliffe in something good.
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't seen him in
He's
something
better
good
than
since
this.
Harry
They're all
Potter.
better than this.
I haven't even seen any of his films since Harry Potter.
To
Yeah.
me, he's still
To be
Harry
honest.
Potter. He hasn't shaken it off yet.
Yeah.
He's going. He's trying to go against type.
Didn't he do the Equus thing where he got naked on stage?
Oh, the thing with the horse. Yeah.
yeah,
I
that
don't
thing.
know. Yeah, I know of that. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
that. He
I think
tried to pull away that way, but really everyone just wanted to go and see Harry Potter.
all
and
it
get
was
naked.
look, there's Harry Potter with
Yeah.
his pants off.
It's energetic
Yeah.
and it's lively, but you just don't feel anything.
At some point, you
just
kind of lose it as well.
Yeah.
And can I just say, there's a scene where they're at that dinner party, and he's talking about Frankenstein's talking to this group of women about how women are unnecessary for childbirth,
Yeah.
That really disgusted me and made
Yeah.
me feel so uncomfortable. It was the one time I
yeah.
felt really uncomfortable in that movie. I was just like, oh God. Some of the language, I was like, that script is terrible.
Yeah.
It felt like a really icky film.
It did feel like they were kind of trying to make him a Sherlock, like
Yeah,
obsessed
yeah.
on the goals, like
It was the
completely
same,
Yeah.
out
it
of
was the
humanity.
exact same dynamic.
Like
as
that
Sherlock
did
and
seem
Watson.
something like you know, like creepy weird, like Sherlock before he got social skills would see
I
it.
think they were trying to make you feel sorry for Frankenstein. But to be honest, I felt more sorry for Ego and Andrew Scott's character, the detective.
Yeah.
Like,
But
I
there's
did-
just nothing memorable about it, you know.
no.
I didn't really feel the sympathy. Like, if you are supposed to feel sympathy for Frankenstein, I don't think the film put that across at all. Because
No.
it's essentially, you spent all this time with James McAvoy, who, let's face it, is horrible.
Yeah.
And then we're supposed to be on their side when they're killing this monster, and then when it dies, it's like, yeah, we beat the monster, but
You created it in the first
You
place. Why
created-
created it in the
you
first
created
place?
it, and it's not a monster. It's
And if you're
I
trying to
don't-
make
I
it
don't
like
know.
a pantomime action fantasy film, like where you don't remember any of the action, it's all instantly forgettable.
There's a brilliant line in the book that the monster says, and it's "You are my slave and I am your master," and he says that to Frankenstein, even though, like, Frankenstein is pretty much God
Yeah.
and created this Adam. It's actually the monster who's the master, and it's Frankenstein who's the slave. And I just love that line.
Yeah.
And I
It'd be
really
nice if
wish.
the monster could talk in this one, like.
But if the monster could
that'd be
talk
nice.
in this film, I think it would have been a completely different film.
Yeah.
To be honest.
But no,
It was
this
a
is,
big mistake.
this is
Oh.
clearly something that's just been shoved in there to avoid Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
possibly.
A summer film shoved in there to avoid Star Wars.
It is a week today. We are seeing it a week today.
Absolutely don't watch.
I'm seeing it at midnight.
We're not seeing it at
I know,
midnight.
but I am.
Don't spoil anything.
I will
Don't-
keep my mouth shut because
You
I'll be
can-
asleep.
You can tell us what you thought of it. Don't
I will write a
don't
review,
dare spoil it.
but I won't give away spoilers.
Okay, that'd be
I'll
good.
probably be asleep anyway.
You'll have to after that.
I'll be like 3 a.m. I'll be asleep.
Oh God.
Well, it's a midnight show, so I
Yeah.
don't know what
Yeah.
time I'm getting back.
Yeah.
What about things you've seen this year? What's been sort of favourites for you?
Well, Suffragette, I
Yep.
loved.
Yep.
I saw Inside Out with
Oh, yeah.
my boyfriend.
What do you think?
Oh, I loved it, mate.
It's so good.
I love
isn't it?
I love a Disney film. It was just this is possibly. I agree with Ryan's point of view when he said it was possibly the best Disney film since Toy Story. It was
It's
really
up there.
good.
These don't
I like
agree.
How, no. It
At-
is.
At
It
one
is pretty
at
good.
one point, I did.
Ah.
I like how Inside Out it was kind of like it was dealing with like mental health
Yeah.
issues,
Yeah.
It's
but
mature.
I didn't notice that at first. I just thought it was about showing kids that it's all right because like to start getting more angry as you grow up.
And
Yeah.
it still
Because
does. It
It
still
is.
does. Yeah,
It
that,
still
yeah.
does. And because how old's Riley in the film?
11.
I have an 11-year-old sister who's going through this exact same
Yeah.
thing, and I just think it shows that emotions do get more complicated as you grow up, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd even go as far to call it essential.
Yeah.
I
Kids
think
and
it is.
families
do.
for kids
I've
and
seen
families.
I've come across people who didn't like it. And
My
I
mum didn't particularly like
I
it.
think they all missed the point. I think it's fantastic.
It's brilliant.
It's really, really
It's
good.
lovely.
Things you're looking forward to?
I'll say Star Wars
Yeah.
because I have to go dressed up.
What are you going as?
I'm going as Princess Leia,
Fair-
obviously.
Fair one, yeah.
I'll say that because otherwise my friends might kill me. I saw the Hunger Games this year. I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't think of other films that are coming out.
There's Hunger
and
Games prequels apparently being announced this week.
Do that.
Doesn't that just completely take the
That's
point of
just the
the
point.
films away?
Yeah, it's just
Like
I don't
the
like
messages.
that. I don't like it when they do
No.
prequels when there hasn't been prequels written. Like I
No.
don't see that. Ugh.
Yeah.
it's gonna be a bit weird.
It is going to be a bit weird. Can I also say that there's apparently going to be a remake of Dirty Dancing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
there's-
cry.
there's
That's
a-
been in the pipeline for a while, actually.
there's a
I
big-
want to cry.
There's a big list of these films that can be. I mean, like
Why
Dirty,
remake Dirty Dancing?
Dirty Dancing is one of my mum's favourite films. I
It's
think there's a few more on the list of my
Well, we'll be
mum's
talking about this
favourites.
on later on when Dan arrives. He wants to talk about
Yeah.
that. So
Oh,
It's I don't know.
it's just Patrick Swayze's legacy, really. Bless
yeah,
him.
it's sort of
Don't take that away
desecrates
from
that,
him.
doesn't it? Yeah, awful.
Also, Jennifer Grey only did that lift once, and that's the lift that's in the film. She only did
Aye.
that once. She hasn't done it.
Yeah.
She didn't do it before because she was too scared to do it, and she didn't do it afterwards either.
it's my mum's favourite film. I think she'll cry if they remake it.
Oh, I am going to cry if they
Yeah.
remake it.
I don't know who could pull it off. Doing
No one.
No.
That's the
Shia.
point.
If you answer me
Shia.
calls.
Shia, answer.
Yeah. Well, any updates on that? Still nothing.
No.
Oh no, I'm called
Stop.
him. I've been busy ranting.
Yeah.
You've just
So-
been ranting about Victor Frankenstein,
Mhm.
so you've tried. It's horrible.
It's not the worst film of the year, but just don't
It's
see it. There's
one
no
of-
point.
It's one of them, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think it is.
like one or two decent things, and that's
It's
it.
just let me down.
These people are better than this.
Yes.
I was
So-
immensely bored. Thank you very much for coming in, Tabitha.
You are very welcome.
You're always